Fire in the hole, let's cook a chicken. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard barbecue. What I got for you today is a whole chicken that I have spatchcocked, which just means that I cut his backbone out, and that's so he will lay flat on the grill. When we get to grill him, we gotta marinate him first. This Pollo Asado means in Spanish roasted chicken, but it's more about the marinade, I think, than roasting the chicken. Let me get my bowl over here and I'll get this marinade going. Stay tuned. Okay, so to make this Pollo Asado marinade, there's a few things that you gotta have that are like key to this. Number one is this Naranja Agria, which is sour orange juice. Now, if you can't get sour orange juice, I understand it's not available everywhere. You can use regular orange juice. As long as you throw some, which I'm going to do anyway, I'm going to squeeze a couple of limes in there. And I got a couple of limes, fresh limes. I got my lime squeezer out here. I'm going to cut them in half and squeeze some fresh limes there. Use regular orange juice if you can't get the sour orange juice. I finally figured out how to use my lime squeezer. You got to put the lime in like this. And then you squeeze them like that. Squeeze that lime juice out of there. So I'm putting in 2 limes. Gonna drop the dead lime in there too. This is a citrus marinade. It's really good marinade for chicken. So we got the lime in there. Let's do the other one. 2 limes. So like I said, if you can't get the sour orange juice, just get a couple of limes and use some regular orange juice. It'll be fine. And we'll get this marinade going. Get our limes in there. Get lime juice squeezed up. We'll leave the limes right in the bowl. That's where the chicken's going to go in a little bit. Here we go. 2 limes and the juice of 2 limes. Very citrusy marinade so far. Okay. There we go. Oh, it smells amazing already. Now I've got a red onion that I cut up, sliced up into pieces. A whole red onion. Get that in there. Where's my spoon? There it is. Okay. Get that stirred up. The chicken is going to marinate in this overnight. We're not done with the ingredients, but he's going to sit in there overnight. A little bit of olive oil in there. Let's say a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay. Get that out of the way. Now the most important thing, well, one of the most important things is cumin. You gotta have cumin if you're cooking Latin food. We need a tablespoon of cumin. Cumin is a very strong spice. Put a bunch of that cumin in there. It really smells. It's got a really pronounced smell. It's got a kind of a smoky smell, I guess you call it. I don't want to lose my spoon in there. So cumin is important. The other important thing is this whole oregano. You need about a tablespoon of whole oregano. Oregano is very important in Latin cooking. And we're using whole oregano, a tablespoon of that. Whole oregano in there. Oh, it smells great already. It smells like a Latin kitchen right here. Let me tell you what. Get that washed off a little bit. Get that oregano put away. Okay, next thing you need is a little bit of basil. About a tablespoon of basil leaves. We're using dry herbs for a reason, because I want to make this marinade injectable. I have my injector standing out here. I'm going to suck up some of this into the injector and inject the chicken into his breasts and legs with this marinade. Okay, the other most important thing is, well, everything's important. Some garlic. And I'm using, like I said, granulated garlic because I want to inject the marinade. So we need a tablespoon of granulated garlic in there. There you go. Oh, that really smells good. You get that stirred up in there. The marinade is looking just right. Got a couple more things we got to put in there, and we'll be done with the marinade. We've got, of course, salt and pepper. Lots of freshly ground pepper. You could always put more later, I guess, but it's best to put plenty now. Freshly ground pepper. And I have my Johnny Cuba salt grinder. We're going to grind in some salt. Salt and pepper. You don't need a whole lot of salt, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. One more little ingredient, some smoked paprika. Let this jet go over. A tablespoon of smoked paprika. That'll bring some color, but we don't really need any color because I'll tell you why. Because we have this stuff. Let me show you. This is achiote condiminato, seasoned annatto. Annatto is a spice. I don't know how to describe it. It's annatto, achiote molido. It has ground annatto, spices, salt, and MSG in this. We're going to get this whole package of annatto seasoning in there. This will bring a color and flavor to our marinade like you won't believe. It's going to make that chicken pop with the color. It's red color stuff. Look at that. That's really going to make that chicken colorful when we go to cook them tomorrow. Anyway, that's the marinade. Like I said, I'm going to suck up some of that in my marinade injector, which I have standing by. And I'm going to get him an injection into his breast, probably into his legs, wherever I can get him, stick him with some of this stuff. Then we're going to let him sit in this overnight. I was going to reserve some for basting, but I don't think I'm going to bother with that because I think this is going to be, with the injection and all, I think that's going to be enough marinade on that chicken. Get my spoon washed off a little bit. Anyway, let me get my chicken injected up, get him in the marinade. Tomorrow we'll bring him out, we'll cook him on the Santa Maria grill attachment. Should be good. Stay tuned. My well marinated chook is on the fire, as they call them down in Australia. Got my Santa Maria grill rocking. I can raise and lower the grate as need be to accommodate the fire. We're just going to let him rock and roll on there for a while. We got some mesquite wood creating some smoke. We'll cook him with the bone side up for a little while. Then we'll turn her over and get him turn with the skin side down. Get the skin a little crispy. We'll just keep flipping them and rocking them along until we get finished with this, and then it'll be time to take a taste and drink a beer. So stay tuned. We got some fire and smoke going now. We're going to give this thing a flip and get the skin side crisped up a little bit. If I can flip it without making a big mess. There we go. Yeah, that one side's starting to cook up real nice. Looking smoking good. Okay, let's get that baby cooked up. And I don't think you need to see, you don't need to watch this whole thing. It's Santa Maria attachment. It's really cool. I can raise and lower it as need be. Got some real good fire going there. We're going to let that thing cook a while. And yeah, it's almost time to drink a beer and take a taste. So stay tuned. My Pollo Asado is done. Here's today's beer. Dos Equis. Lager from Mexico. One of my favorite beers. We're going to drink that today. I got a couple more beers from Tango Joe to drink. But we're saving them for special occasions. Like a holiday. Anyway, let's pour out some Dos Equis. I think you like this beer. It's a good beer, Rob. Dos Equis. You can drink this anytime, baby. Get this at any grocery store, I think. Dos Equis. Good Mexican lager. Let me get some of that in my mouth. Let me get a sniff of that. Ah, smells great. Cheers. Ah, delicious. And very welcome after waiting for this chook to be done. I'm going to cut into his breast. I want to see how he did with that injected marinade. Take a piece right out of his breast, right here. I know that's usually my my old lady's purview, you know, the white meat of the chicken. Oh yeah, you see that? See where that marinated penetrated right there? Yeah, let me turn the camera around and we'll get a taste of that, get some of that in my mouth. Stay tuned. Alright, my Pollo Asado is done. Let me show you that. Beautiful chook, baby. Beautiful chicken. I got this piece of juicy breast meat here, ready for me to chow down on. I can't wait to take a taste of that. Mmm. Excellent. Juicy. And delicious. You can taste the cumin most of all. Cheers, babies. Babies, I got something special for you today. I want to call your attention to my hat. I'm going to show you my hat. I don't want to take my hat off because you'll see my bald head. But I want you to see the patch on my hat. Can you see that? Maybe if I show it like that. If you look closely, it says Intrepid Heroes Fund. I got this hat at Napa, you know, the auto parts store. Yesterday was Veterans Day. The Intrepid Heroes Fund is a fund that Napa has set up to help returning veterans from skirmishes and wars around the world. Help them cope with PTSD and all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna put a link to a video in the iCard. I want you to go up there and watch it. It's from a Navy SEAL who found himself needing some help and got help from the Intrepid Heroes Fund. Like I said, yesterday was Veterans Day, and I have to tell you that this country does not do enough. I'm going to break off a wing while we're talking. I got to eat. I'm hungry. Let me just break off a wing. Well, we don't do enough to help our veterans. Anyway, go up in the iCard. I usually send you to a different channel, but today I'm sending you to a video. This chicken is delicious, I gotta tell you. The citrus marinade is delicious. I love chicken wings. Anyway, yeah. Go up see the video from the Navy SEAL in the iCard. Go down in the description, and if you can, donate to the Intrepid Heroes Fund, sponsored by Napa, you know, the auto parts store. And like I said, yesterday was Veterans Day. We don't do enough for our veterans. That's just all there is to it. I'm not a veteran, but I feel their pain, and I know how it must feel, you know, to be disenfranchised like that after serving your country and not getting anything back. So anyway, that's enough of a sermon. Go check out my chicken, my chook. It's excellent. Go make this recipe. Come back next week. We may not cook anything good, but we will drink a beer. We're going to drink one of Tango Joe's beers next week. We got this Dos Equis because I had this Mexican chicken. Mexican, Cuban, whatever. Anyway, babies, we'll see you next week. Bye!